Monarch butterfly. Let's say you're a pigeon cruising through the skies when you suddenly see a bright butterfly sitting on a yellow flower. All you can think about is, it's dinner time. You fly towards the beautiful butterfly and get it in your beak. You're thinking it's your lucky day, but not too soon, because the looks can deceive in the worst way possible. As you swallow the butterfly, you start feeling a weird sensation in your stomach. Then the real fun begins. It starts a cycle of horrible pain and vomiting and dizziness. After a while, you're unable to fly. Your best bet is just to vomit out the butterfly you just ate. But you soon realize that you've been poisoned by the monarch butterfly. These butterflies might look like delicate beauties, but they're armed with a potent poison thanks to this special plant they feed on. This plant adds a chemical to their blood and makes them poisonous to whoever eats them. The monarch butterfly is a beauty with poison potent enough to get her an honorable mention with other insanely dangerous animals. However, monarch butterflies are not easily found. But if you do find them while walking in the park, don't try to eat them because that could go seriously wrong. And while odds of a human dying from butterfly poisoning are a little slim, you could still end up vomiting a butterfly in a public park and get weird looks from strangers. Blue-ringed octopus. A blue-ringed octopus is nature's way of saying, now try to dodge that bullet. And well, it's a big bullet that could basically wreck your body. So imagine you're diving into the deep sea for adventure or to get an underwater photo shoot for your Instagram. Either way, you see a bright and beautiful octopus with blue rings and a body that moves like J-Lo. It's the size of a golf ball, so you have to get closer to it to take a picture. While you're still struggling to get the best angle for the photo, the octopus opens its mouth, punches a hole in your body, and spits its saliva. And surprise, surprise, its saliva has tetrodotoxin, a very dangerous venom that could paralyze and even kill you within minutes. You will begin to experience numbness and tingling sensations in the area around the bite, which will then rapidly expand. And now your muscles become weak, you may find it hard to breathe and be completely incapacitated. Your sight becomes blurred and you get dizzy as well as feeling nauseated. At this point, the chances of you surviving are as slim as this octopus's body. The venom of a blue-ringed octopus is so deadly because it doesn't really make its own venom, but collects it and then turns it into its own weapon of mass destruction. To make this venom, the octopus collects all the toxic bacteria from the ocean, and then the bacteria secrete a substance that mixes with octopus's saliva, and turns into a tonic that even Doctor Strange can't save you from. However, a blue-ringed octopus isn't gonna mess with you if you're minding your own business. But if you try to use the octopus for likes and followers, it's gonna teach you a lesson you remember for the next 15 minutes of your life, because after that, you will be at the bottom of the ocean being fish food. Slow loris. If you ever thought your friend's armpit smell could kill people, wait until you hear about the slow loris, which could actually kill people with its armpits. So let's say you're a slow loris and you're being attacked by an orangutan. The monkey is pacing towards you and you know that this could be your last day. But then you remember you've got a superpower under your arms. So you start licking your armpits, and for a moment, even the orangutan is a little grossed out. But then you start walking towards the orangutan and bite it instead. It will only take a few minutes before the orangutan's body starts shutting down before it dies. This proves that slow loris is actually not that slow when it comes to defense tactics because it has oil-producing glands in his armpits. It licks the oil, and when it's mixed with its sweat glands, it turns into a very potent venom that could paralyze or even kill humans. Now, slow loris is the only poisonous mammal, so most unsuspecting tourists try to pet it, but they end up getting bit. If you think your sibling is filthy, you have got to see slow loris licking its armpits. Gila monster. Gila monster is the celebrity of the poison world because people believe that even inhaling the breath of Gila monster could kill you. That of course is a myth, but the terror of the Gila monster is well deserved. So you're a Gila monster roaming in the jungle when suddenly you spot a squirrel playing around. You rush towards the squirrel and pierce your razor sharp teeth in its neck. This bite instantly shocks the squirrel and its body freezes. If it doesn't drop dead immediately, then it's in for a nightmarish experience. The Gila monster poison could actually wreck the entire body of any animal, and its prey will be in excruciating pain. It might feel similar to getting bit by a rattlesnake over and over again. The prey could also start having difficulty breathing, and as the panic settles in, it realizes that there's no cure for this Gila monster bite. Now, the venom of the Gila monster is actually produced in its lower jaw and delivered right through its teeth, so the prey rarely escapes this monster's poisonous grip. It's like getting stuck in a shredder that slowly melts your body. Rough-skinned newt. If you think geckos are scary, then meet the scarier and deadlier siblings of geckos, the rough-skinned newt. Now, let's say you're a snake minding your own business and trying to find a mouse to eat when you suddenly spot a newt. It's like you hit a jackpot because the animal looks like a 5-course meal. You crawl closer to the newt and it starts running, but you're faster, so you catch up to it, and with one swift bite, you completely paralyze the little newt. Once you swallow it, you realize that something is wrong, but it's too late. Sadly, unknown to you, newt produces a very deadly poison inside it that can kill the predators instantly if they eat the animal. Even if you just touch the newt, you're advised not to touch your eyes or nose because you could get poisoned. So you gotta behave like you're on a first date and avoid all forms of touch. Now your airway starts blocking and you can't move anymore. Soon you take your last breath just over a meal. Even the biggest foodie wouldn't make the same mistake. But the predators have found a way to work past this, and they've now evolved and adapted to its toxin, and can now eat as many newts as it wants, without dying. These snakes have gotten used to the poison, like you've gotten used to hearing your ex's fake apologies. They just don't work on you anymore. Cone snail. Picture this, you're in Bali enjoying the sandy beaches and emerald waters. You're swimming in the waters when suddenly your feet hit a colorful rock. You get down to pick the rock up when suddenly a snail head comes out of the rock and bites you with its dagger-like tooth. Suddenly, you start feeling dizzy, your blood pressure lowers, vision gets blurry, and you start having difficulty breathing. You start drowning in the water because your body doesn't have the energy to swim, and within a few minutes, you have a complete respiratory failure. This is what getting bit by a cone snail feels like. It could kill you within minutes, and you won't even know what hit you. It's like being poisoned by eating your favorite pizza. And there are about 600 species of cone snail, all found in beachy and tropical areas, and they're all highly poisonous. So the next adventurous vacation you plan could actually be your last if you're not choosing wisely. Most tourists become victims of cone snails because they think it's a beautiful seashell that they can take home. Instead, they're the ones who get bitten and have to be taken home by rescue. But it's not like the cone snail has caused havoc in the sea. If you're not stepping on it or trying to wake it up from its slumber, the cone snail won't bother you. But if you mess with a cone snail, sorry to tell you, but it has some nasty way of setting the record straight, and you're not gonna like it. Shrew. A shrew could be present in your community park or even in your own backyard without you even knowing it. It's a very poisonous animal that has never gotten its due credit. Let's say you see a shrew in your backyard, you'll first think it's a rat and shrug it off, until your cat is poisoned and now you're in panic mode. So a shrew doesn't usually harm people, but when they do, they make sure that it counts. These small animals don't really have fangs, so they bite their prey with teeth and chew until the poison is released in their body. And then the clock starts ticking because the prey immediately goes into a state of paralysis, and if it's a smaller animal, it could even die right then and there. Although scientists have recently revealed that humans won't die by its bite, but it can still cause severe pain and discomfort. You might experience localized swelling, intense pain, and possibly an allergic reaction if you're particularly sensitive. It's not a pleasant experience and can definitely ruin your day. Shrews also produce a very nasty smell, so if you're not put off by the poison, you'll definitely be put off by smelling the fart-like musk coming from the shrews. So nature decided to turn shrews into a walking stink bomb because the humans were getting too proud of themselves. Now let's see how you deal with this. Box jellyfish. Box jellyfish are the hunters of the ocean. When it spots a prey, it starts pacing close to it, and if the prey accidentally touches their tentacles, he dies a slow and agonizing death. In a way, box jellyfish are like angry girlfriends that you need to avoid touching or even coming near at all costs. Box jellyfish have stingers in its tentacles. So even if you slightly brush against their body, the stingers pierce into your skin and release a very deadly venom. The venom instantly enters your bloodstream, and it only takes a couple of hours before you turn from a tourist to a zombie. Their sting causes severe pain, and while people believe that peeing on the sting can relieve the pain, it can't really save your life, and before you could pee, you'd probably be paralyzed and your whole body would start burning up like chicken on a grill. You'd also start having difficulty breathing, and the final resort is death in the water. These jellyfish could be as big as a surfboard, so avoiding them is quite hard, and if you do encounter them, your best bet is to just pray that they're in a merciful mood, or run as fast as a box jellyfish swims. Otherwise, your brain will be turned into a mimosa, and the jellyfish will feast on it while enjoying the views of the beach. Sydney funnel-web spider. Sydney funnel-web spider can actually find its way in your bed if you're not careful enough. A Sydney funnel spider will first locate a hiding spot in your house, like your shoe or a dark corner. Then the spider will wait until it's night, and then it comes out and could bite you. If you're planning on visiting Australia, then you've got to wear a hazmat suit because ants and geckos will be the least of your worries in the presence of these poisonous spiders. And once you get bitten, the poison in the fangs of the Sydney funnel spiders will start causing chills in your body. You'll have high fever, and it will feel like your body is placed on a slab of ice. The bite spot will start to deepen, and the scar will get severe. Your cheeks will turn redder than the time you had your first kiss. If you don't get treated immediately, your entire body will start twitching faster than a faulty bulb, and your muscles will begin to spasm. Soon your organs will give up, and you will be left with a lifeless body. Duck-billed platypus. Duck-billed platypus looks like the cutest animals, but that's not what you'd think if you ever accidentally touched one. So let's say you take a duck-billed platypus in your hand. The angry platypus will immediately attack you with its spur and release its venom. It'll only feel like a sting, so you won't take it seriously at all, but after a while, excruciating pain will give you nightmares. The duck-billed platypus have a spur near their hind legs that they usually use during the mating season. They fight with other males and inject them with venom to impress the female platypus and get laid. This shows the trouble boys go through just to get some action. Although duck-billed platypus venom can't kill you instantly, it can cause pain for several weeks. And even if you take painkillers, it won't really go away because the venom of the duck-billed platypus is made with a special gland. They have evolved sweat glands, which produce a very potent venom during mating season. And if you encounter a platypus in winters, just let them be because the homeboy is trying to impress his future wife. You'd also feel bad if someone disrupts your first date.